Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. We got another mod that might be kind of controversial on whether you should do to your car or not. I've heard good things about it, but we're gonna see if it actually does anything to the FX. So let's go ahead and open it really quick. Now, these are going to be ground wires. Now, the reason that we are adding this is because right now I have kind of told you guys in previous videos that I'm currently having like an idling or start issue where the car kind of hesitates. Now, I was doing a little bit of research online and I had found that Nissan actually makes a factory kit or grounding kit for your car that's supposed to help it with throttle, transmission response, just to have better grounds. So I bought this in hopes that it'll fix that like starting and or idling issue if I have better or more grounds on the car. So we're gonna go ahead and install this. I did watch a few videos that kind of tell you like exactly where to mount this at, and I'm gonna try to make my own mounting points, but kind of also follow those same guidelines that I saw in those other videos. So there is going to be a total of 5 grounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, and then you can use this bracket right here that they provide in order to install these. I may use these, but I think I have some 10 mils somewhere over there in my little, toolbox that I may use that'll work. But the goal is to try to install these and see if it makes a difference on the car and its responsiveness. So let's go ahead and open up the engine bay and start trying to figure out where we want to put this at and then go from there. Alright guys, so I just see like a few mixed reviews about this kit when it came to like the wiring itself. Right here you can kind of see like this kind of sticking out. I could just cut that, or I could just add more electrical tape. My hair's kind of sticking out as well. I wonder why it looks like that. Looks like there's kind of like a sloppy job when it came to like the wiring and stuff. So let me just pull on these, make sure they don't come out or anything like that. Make sure they don't get loose when installing. So far they all feel pretty secure. So I'm just gonna add possibly just more like electrical tape around it to make sure none of the wires are exposed or anything like that, because the last thing you want is for these wires to be exposed and touching something that it's not supposed to. So this one right here is the shortest one, so I may use that for like a location that is pretty short. These two are the same size, and then these two are the longest ones. So we're gonna go based off of size to see where we want these at. Now, one of the mounting locations that I saw was somebody connected it right here directly to the terminal. Maybe we could use a shorter one right here. And when they did that, they connected it right there, and then they had connected it somewhere like around here. So I'm thinking about doing that. Thinking about connecting this one right here and then running it through this grommet right there, zip tying it, and then mounting it right there. And then I had seen that somebody else had grabbed another wire and they actually put on the throttle body. Now I'm planning on adding one right here, actually going to this, and then I'm going over here as well to this right here. I'm going to use this as a grounding location. I just got to run this around to make it look clean, so it's not like all exposed. And then I want to attach this one like right there, and then probably another one right there leading to like this right there. I wonder if that's a 10 mil, if that's a 12. Okay, so that is a 12. I have one 12 right here. Hopefully it's not like super long. Let's see if it gets stuck. I don't know, it actually goes all the way down, so we can use this 12 mil right here to connect the wire. and it shouldn't need to be that long. Like even this one's perfect, like right there. To connect this, like right here, run it up, and then put it like right there, and then putting this like right here. Pretty much using the existing wiring to place it. So let's put this one right here. Let's move this back. I'll open this to see if I can fit the wire in there. Okay. Try to sneak it in there. Alright, there you go. That's pretty good right there. Now as for this one, I could just slide it in through there. Just like that. Perfect. And then probably route it through the back over there. See if I can route it around over here. I think it might be a better idea just to remove this right here. So to see a little bit better. Put a bolt right here. Maybe a smaller washer. And then this would go right there as well. And then I'm gonna add some electrical tape to this right here too, just to clean it up. Now with the bracket that they provided, you could add it like right here on the side, tighten this down, and then just attach all of these right here, which might be a pretty good idea. So I was thinking about still connecting this right there, and then possibly just adding it right here to this, and then attaching all the other ones right here. See how that does. Alright, so far I've connected the ground over there to the negative right here, going down, connected right here, and then I connected one right there. Now I'm just going to turn around with this one to see if I can see a difference and to make sure we don't have any issues. So let's try to turn it on really quick. So far so good. Alright guys, so here's the final result of how everything came out. I do still want to clean it up like a little bit more just to make it look nicer, but for the most part I think it looks like proper. Like it just doesn't look all over the place. But right here, this is where I put the bracket, and I put one bolt holding it down, and then that terminal right there where this cable leads to the negative terminal right there. So that's that one, and then these other three lead to all the other ones. This one right here is the first one that we did, that leads to this right here, and then the second one leads all the way right here to this one, which is another ground that this connects to. And then this one right here goes all the way to the side over here, and then it connects right there. And then if you look at this one right here is connected to this one and connected right here. This one's like all over the place a little bit. I added a zip tie, and then I kind of ran it through the other wire that goes right there. Zip tied it right here so it's not like coming out. So for the most part it looks like pretty clean. It doesn't look all over the place, and it gives it a little bit more blue, which I do like. So I have been driving the car for, I would say, over 2 weeks already with this installed, and I honestly have not had any issues. And I will say that when the car is like not hot, So when it's not like super hot outside, it does actually feel a little bit better. It performs better. It accelerates a little bit better as well. I feel like before I had like a little bit of like a sluggish acceleration. Now it's a little bit better. It's not like a huge difference, so I don't want you guys to get it twisted like this is, you know, night and day difference. It's just like a slight difference that I feel here and there. So I will say that when it gets hot outside, it feels like pretty normal to me. It goes back to being like sluggish, but I will say when it was kind of cold, it didn't feel that bad. But everything came out pretty good. If you guys want to go ahead and pick this up, I think this was like maybe $15 online, so it's not that expensive. And I saw a few people connect some of the lines to like the throttle bodies up here. I don't see the point in doing that. I'm not sure why they're connecting into the throttle body directly, because that's not going to do anything, because the main connection is like right here. So I'm not sure what the purpose of connecting to the throttle body is exactly. Maybe somebody can correct me on that. Maybe I just don't know, but to me that doesn't make sense on why you would want to connect it to the throttle body. But other than that, for the most part, I used existing grounds. I think the only one that I didn't use was this one right here. So far, like I said, have not had any issues. What I would recommend is disconnecting the negative terminal before doing anything. You shouldn't have any issues, and there shouldn't be any electrical problems as long as you're not touching any of the positive connections. At any point you touch a positive connection, that's when you're gonna have a fire, or it's gonna blow a bunch of fuses. So I don't want you guys to go like scared into this thinking that you're gonna mess up your car. You're really not. You just gotta make sure you're not touching anything that you're not supposed to with any of the other positive terminals. So as long as you don't do that, you won't see any sparks or anything crazy like that. But yeah, overall looks really good. I really do like the little color combo that it has on there. I think it looks sick, with the blue like just popping up right here, going over there. I would like to make this one like a little bit shorter, so I could just like run it right here and connect it right there, because this looks like, you know, it's just thrown in there, which I don't kind of like. So I would like to fix that, or maybe just like zip tying it right there. Maybe that would look a little bit better, like zip tying it like that. It just looks like it's, you know, loose. But it's not gonna go down, and you want to be careful with that, especially with these ones over here, because you have like the power steering and everything right there with the belt. You don't want to have this like dangling, because then it'll get caught, rip it, possibly mess up other stuff. But yeah, no complaints, honestly. It's pretty easy install, and it gives it a little bit more pop in the engine bay. But that is going to conclude the video, guys. Like I said, I will link everything down below. I'll also include some of the stuff right here that I picked up from another video. And I think there was a few other things like the cap right there. I'm just adding a little bit of blue accents here and there just to give it a little bit more pop. I would like to get rid of these and add some hoses right there. I think that would look better too, like adding the blue ones that go down. That'll give it some pop as well. But for the most part, I think that these little accents right here are making it look pretty nice. I would like to add something else in the back, because everything looks like kind of simple back there. But for the most part, I think it's looking nice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.